طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اليوم نبدأ إن شاء الله الفصل الخامس chapter 5 عن الغصب. Who's our reader? Hussein or Zaid? We have two, mashallah. As they said in Arabic, they said 2 eyes and 1 head. That means you know which one you choose. Both are. So let's start with Hussein because we missed his voice for some time. Now, تفضل. I'm ready to voice يا حسين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Page 165. Chapter 3. Sharecropping and renting. Chapter 5. Usurpation. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على المرسلين. أما بعد. Usurpation. According to the Fuqaha, usurpation refers to the usurping others' possessions by force without having the right to take them. Usurpation is prohibited according to juristic consensus. So Allah Azza wa Jalla says, which translates, and do not consume one another's wealth unjustly.
طيب بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Usurpation, this is what we call it in Arabic, al-ghasb. 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 From the verb ghasaba. Ghasaba. Okay? Ghasaba. We'll talk about it. طيب. Ghasaba means to take something from somebody without his approval. Okay? That means you take it and he doesn't like you to take it from him. Either he knows or he doesn't know. Right? Ghasb, as the ulama said here, right? To take something unjustly. Something that belongs to your brother. It's not yours. Okay? You have no right to take it. So if the person took something from another individual or group or agency or whatever, any owner, if you take something from his owner without his permission, this is considered as zulm. Zulm. That means unjust. And this is haram. This is haram. طيب. Without having the right to take them. That means if you, look at this. If this was took by force, even without the approval of the person, and there was legal reason, then it will not be considered as ghasb. Now, for example, if the person gave or loan, you have debt on somebody else, and every time you ask him to give you back your money, he doesn't give it to you. And then go into the court, and then the judge force him to retain your money or to take this from his money to somebody else, then this is not considered as ghasb because there is legal reason. Right? Sometimes, for example, the government take property of somebody without his permission, but they should replace for him. That means pay the value of that land. For what? Because for the it will be for the benefit of the community. Like there are streets, they want to start street, and there is a house in the middle of this street, and they have to remove it. That's what they do. Okay, and the community or the society, they are in need for this service. Then it's okay, but buy what? Replacement. That means don't take it without something, or the price, or the value. All this is not considered as ghasb. You see that now, the definition here? So what they said here, certain other person, by force without having the right. So that means if it was took by force and there is right or justification, okay, or legal, even if it was by force, this will not be considered as ghasb. Right? Is it only by force? This is ghasb. But sometimes took by cheating, okay, by forcing somebody not through the physical force, but through the authority. For example, somebody go to the court and he has some witnesses to those who don't tell, they're not truthful, and they witness or testify that this land is his, and the owner of the land, he doesn't have any document or anything to prove his right. So the judge or the court, because if they see and they have the other side, he has witnesses and all this, so what he will do, the judge when he issue a decision based on what? On the evidence that's in front of him. So he gave it to him. It was given to the one who has no right to take it. Then also this is considered as what? As ghasb. If the judge doesn't know, if the community doesn't know, if the owner, he has no proof for his rights in this land or property or whatever, okay, but Allah Azza wa Jal knows. Nothing is hidden. Right? And it will come inshallah to see that even the Prophet ﷺ said, if I gave somebody the right of his brother, because as he said, I am as a human being, if I gave somebody the right of his brother without right, then he should not take it, because in fact he take a piece of fire. So this is what we say. Now, قال prohibited محرم. According طبعا to the Quran, the Sunnah and the Ijma'. Al-Quran as mentioned in this ayat, ولا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل. ولا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل. And this ayah, my dear brothers, this is general guideline for a Muslim. That means any money, anything that you take it from others in unjust way, either cheating, either by ghasb, okay, by stealing, by deceiving, by taking advantage of the need of the person, okay, by the authority, you have authority to do it, all this is forbidden and haram. Right? So Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ. So the Muslim always should remember this ayah before he take anything. Naam? Fadal.
Usurpation is considered one of the grievous ways of eating up money unjustly. For the Prophet ﷺ said, verily your blood, property and honor are sacred to one another.
Naam. So here, the dalil now, we mentioned the dalil from the Quran, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ. And now we turn to see the dalil from where? From the hadith, from the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And this is the way, my dear brothers, and the right way of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Always we depend on evidences. Not whatever the mullah or sheikh said, we take it without proof. This is very important. And many people were misguided, unfortunately, many Muslim community, because they take whatever their religious leaders or imams said without verification, without knowing the dalil. نعم. طيب الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم said إن دماءكم وأموالكم وأعراضكم عليكم حرام. This is part of the khutbah. This hadith was mentioned in khutbah al-wada', khutbah al-wada', when the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned this, and he put the foundation of the right and justice and give the final advice for the ummah. So the hadith, another hadith, إن أموالكم دماءكم وأموالكم وأعراضكم عليكم حرام كحرمة يومكم هذا في شهركم هذا في بلدكم هذا. This is in the khutbah al-wada. Because he started just to remind him about the meaning of haram. So he said for them, what day is this? So they didn't answer. He said, Allah wa Rasuluhu a'lam. They know that it was Arafah. And this is of the adab with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes. They know. They didn't say, oh Prophet Allah, you don't know this is Arafah. No. They said, Allah wa Rasuluhu a'lam. And then he silent or paused for some time. So they said, the Rawi who was telling, he said, so we thought that the Prophet ﷺ is going to give it different name. He asked us, and maybe he will give it different name. So he mentioned this. He said, أليس يوم عرفة? This is the day of Arafah. أي شهر هذا? What month is this? And the same thing. أي بلد هذا؟ وهذا الحجة. الحجة from أشهر الحج. نعم. أي شهر هذا؟ أي بلد هذا؟ What town is this? This is Makkah, or nearby Makkah. Just to remind them, and then he said, إن دماءكم وأموالكم وأعراضكم عليكم حرام كحرمة يومكم هذا في شهركم هذا في بلدكم هذا. This is what he said. Right? Your blood, property, and honor are sacred to one another, same like this day and this month and this time. How sacred they are. And this is why the Muslims should be aware because many people nowadays, they don't care about what they say or what they do against others. And the Muslims should be aware. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one time he asked the Sahaba, Man al-Muflis? Who is the bankruptcy? The one who has the bankruptcy. They said, oh Prophet of Allah, for us, the bankruptcy is the one who has no money, has nothing. ولا متاع. Look to the definition of the Prophet ﷺ for the one, the real bankruptcy, not this world. Because whatever you miss or lose in this world, you will be able to, you may replace it. He said, أما المفلس في من أمتي. The one who real bankruptcy from my ummah, my followers, is the one who comes at the day of judgment. Look at it. He came with a lot of prayer, and charity, fasting, many good deeds. حسنات كثير. But on the other side, أكل مال هذا وشتم هذا. He insulted others. He took their rights, their property, hurt them, bother people. So everyone at that day, he will come for justice. Oh Allah, this man, he took from me my land or whatever, my money, or without any right. I have no money to give him today. Okay, but we have another currency today. Okay, we have hasanat and sayyat. And then he will take from his good deeds equal to what he, and then the one who hurt him in any way or insulted him. And then after this, and then he said when all his good deeds gone, and there still some people are coming. He said, oh, khalas, I have no good deeds. What do you want? Okay, take from our bad deeds. Take negative point. It will be taken from their bad deeds and it will put in his bad. That means he's a loser. من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية. أمه means his head, he's not أمه, his mother, be careful. Right? This is called الرأس. رأس. Okay? He will pull down in the head. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. And some people nowadays, they don't care about it. They see so and so and make jokes. Okay? Look down at other people because they are poor, because their appearance is not, something that they like. So the Muslim should be aware of this. You don't know the person that you meet and you think that he is nothing. He is in front of Allah, in the scale of Allah Azza wa Jal, okay, is more higher than you. And the Prophet ﷺ gave good example for his Sahaba. Subhanallah alayhi. One time one man was passing. Okay, poor man, simple man. So he asked him, what do you say about this man? He said, oh Prophet of Allah, this is a simple, poor man. If he asks, he will not be given. If he asks him. If he asks to get married, nobody would like to give him his daughter. Okay? If he speaks, no one will listen to him. And then he keeps silent. And then another man came with those people who appear like, like what they call them, chief or respected individuals in the community. And he passed and he said, and what do you think about this? He said, oh, Prophet of Allah, this if he asks, he will be given. If he wants to marry, everyone is willing to give him, his daughter. And then if he speaks, everyone will listen to him. This is the judgment of whom? The people. The Prophet ﷺ, what he said? He said, the first one, is more better than the full of the earth of this one. One man. Better than many of this. So my dear brother, this is very, very important. Very important. Don't ever, and we should teach our children, our family, our brothers, advise them, because unfortunately nowadays, because of this media, and you see all this show, all this media, all this plays, always make fun of people. Either because they are poor, or maybe they can't speak, or because they are handicapped, or for any other reason. That even more, because of their race, or their nationality, or their color, all this haram in Islam. We should respect everyone, and look at yourself, don't look at others. You don't know the one that you are speaking to. Maybe he in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal is more greater than you. Now, fine. So the Prophet ﷺ here taught us that nothing should be taken from the Muslim without his permission. Now, and as I said, الشاهد هنا, the point that relates to our subject here, when he said وأموالكم. Their money or their wealth, you should not take it without his right. Now, there is another hadith. Now, continue.
The Prophet ﷺ also said, the property of a Muslim is not lawful to be taken except by his consent.
By his consent. Don't take it without his consent. right? Or because you take advantage of his need. And here, sometimes some people, they are willing to sell their property because of their very strong need. And some people, they have taken advantage of this. A person, he was okay, and all of a sudden he went through calamity. For example, he lost his money, his job, and everything, and he wants to sell his car. And this car will worth maybe 50,000, but because that he is in need, say, okay, I'll take it 5,000, or 1,000, or 500. He said, I didn't take it without his permission. And this is said, yes, but you are aware that this is something he's not pleased with, but because of his need. This is something that we should be aware of. Okay? And this is why there is what they call it, صدقة الأغنياء. صدقة الأغنياء, rich charity. What is rich charity or businessman charity? Now when you go for these people, poor people, you see like those who are selling in the street sometimes, tomato or whatever, any of these vegetables, and you know that he is, or this miswak, or somebody who are fixing shoes, and you know that he is doing this because he is in need. Some people, he has million and thousand, and he says this is 3 riyals. No, 1 riyal. See, ulama said this is not polite with a person in need. That doesn't mean that you let him to cheat you, but at least don't be harsh on them. Okay? He said 3 riyals, give him 3. And just put it in your intention that whatever took extra is what? Sadaqah. The one who did miswak, if he said 2 riyals, said no, 1 riyal, why you are taking the miswak? You are taking the miswak to get good deeds by using. And this person miskin. So he's a miskin. Even he has some. So instead of giving him 1 riyal, okay. He didn't ask for, give him more because he needs. Your worker in the workplace, for example, like those who are cleaning, and if he serve you. So anything you do good, you will get good. Right? We don't say that if you didn't, that you are committing sin. No, because this is selling and buying. Right? But we say we encourage this just for to please him instead of just take it. Now.
The reserved wealth could be real estate or a movable property.
Now, real estate, like what? Land, right? Movable like cars, anything which is, you can move it. Either way. Right? How come somebody can take the land of others? Either he takes the whole land or he takes part of it. Take the whole land because, as we said, that he can present document or he can through some false witness testimony, he can take it. This is haram. Or he take part of it. When he built, he take part of it. Even it was very, very small. Look to what the Prophet ﷺ said here. Now, what the Prophet said?
The Prophet ﷺ said, if anyone extorts a span of land unjustly, his neck will be encircled with it down 7 earths on the day of resurrection.
It is shibr. قال عليه الصلاة والسلام من اقتطع شبرا من الأرض ظلما. شبر. Man, this is a shibr called. العربي. هذا اسمه شبر. This. Okay, now this way. From the thumb to this finger. This is called shibr. For example, you want to see the size of this. This is 2 shibr, 3 shibr. This is called shibr. So you see how much is it? Even very little, very small. So how come, how much he will be his punishment just because of this very, very small piece of land? Now,
a observer has to repent to Allah and ever majestically and return whatever he has extorted to its rightful owners, asking them for forgiveness. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever wrongs anyone in a matter that concerns his honor or any other matter should ask his forgiveness as soon as possible, before a time comes when there is neither dinar nor dirham, that is before the day of resurrection, when wealth cannot pay for one's wrongdoing. If the
طيب هنا so the one who took anything from his brother, what should he do? First of all, he should repent to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Repentance, this is the best thing. And repentance to Allah Azza wa Jalla, there should be how many conditions? The Tawbah. There are 3, but in this case should be 4. Right? 3 that he gave up. This is one, the first. Right? The first condition that he should give up. And he determined never do it again. Okay? Never do it again. This is very, very important. I'm not recalling it here. Maybe it's 3, 2 and...
Sure.
Huh?
Sure.
Yes. And this sincerity is very important. And the one condition which is extra, this is the sin between you and Allah Azza wa Jalla. That means you commit yourself against yourself. Right? But if it is involved the right of others, then one condition that you should return for them what? Their rights, whatever you took from them. Whatever you took from them. Even a word, yes, even a word. You said about backbite somebody, or you said about somebody that is like this and like that, you should tell him and ask him to forgive you. Or at least, if you think that if you tell him this will start fighting or increase the troubles, at least you mention him, praise him the same way that you talk ill about him in his back. Okay? You should praise him. This as a replacement for a city. Right? So this is very important. My good brothers. So here we add this condition. As the Prophet ﷺ said in this hadith, من كانت له مظلمة لأحد من عرضه أو شيء. العرض يا أخوان, العرض, this involves the honor of the person. The honor of the person. By saying bad word about him, by accusing him of something that's not right, accusation, backbiting, all this affects the honor of the person. Well, you said about so and so, well, he's a liar, and he's not. He's a cheater, he's not. Is this just? No. So you should correct this, as the Prophet ﷺ said, in this word, now, فَلْيَتَحَلَّلْ مِنْهُ. Ask his forgiveness. Pardon. Forgive him. Before that day, where there is no dinar, no dirham, no currency, as we said, except the good deeds and the bad deeds. The Muslim should, and you see the Prophet ﷺ, he gave this example. Before his death, he stand in the minbar, and he said to the people, look, Prophet ﷺ, he said, Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, if anything, anybody of you, if I took any money from any of you, then this is my money or my wealth, let him come and take it. If I insult any of you, or I say any word that affects the honor of anybody, then this is my irdi. Let him come and see the Prophet ﷺ, he never be just with anybody. But to show us how much he gave the good example, practical. And like it happened in Ghazwat Badr, the Prophet ﷺ was correcting the line of the fighter. And there is one scene that he is big. So he was, looked like advanced. The Prophet ﷺ was using a stick and he pushed him off. So Sahabi Radhanallah alayhi, he said, "Oh, Prophet of Allah, you hurt me. Oh, Messenger of Allah, you hurt me." Look to the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet ﷺ, he took his clothes and said, "Okay, take your right." Same way I hit you. So he jumped and hugged the Prophet ﷺ and kissed his body. And he said, "Oh, Prophet of Allah, I did this just because I want the last thing in this world, that my skin touch your skin before I die." This is the love of the Prophet ﷺ. But look to the standard of the Messenger of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam. He didn't say, "Oh, you should listen to your commander." Like what they do now. No. This is the ethic. And this is a good character that we should follow. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now, so the first thing is to seek forgiveness from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Second, to retain whatever he took. Don't say, "I remember, Shamsul, the other day I took your, for example, recorder or your watch. Ya Sheikh, samahna. Allah, I'm sorry." And Shamsul, because he's nice, I said, "Okay, it's mine," but he's in a job. He said, "Where is my watch?" Right? That's not right. Give him his right, whatever he took, and then ask his forgiveness. Now, right. Continue.
If the usurper has good deeds, they will be taken from him according to his usurpation. And if he has no good deeds, the sins of the oppressed person will be loaded on him.
Yeah, this is what will happen in the day of judgment. This is, my dear brothers, we should not be just proud of what we are doing good. Okay? Some people, they have hasanat, they do a lot of good things, but they burn it. They burn it. They lose it. How? In this way. By doing something wrong that takes all these good deeds. So we should be aware of this. Not just be proud of what we are doing. And you as a Muslim, always whenever you do anything good, you ask Allah Azza wa Jalla sincerity. You ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to accept it. You ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to protect it. And help him to protect this good deeds. Now.
If the usurped property is available, he should return it in the same condition he has taken. But if it is damaged, he should return its equivalent.
Now, somebody stole or took a car from another person without rights. Because his manager or his, or some people, in authority position in the community, nobody can take him to the court, for example. And he took his car. And after he used it for some time and all the damage, then he will retain it. This is your car. Forgive me. He said, that's not right. Right? You should retain it as it was. If it's not, then you should retain something equal to the same thing that you took it at that time. Okay? And also, for example, if somebody took limousine or took land, or by force he occupied house or shop, for example, not only retain it, but also pay all the expenses from the time that he took it till he retained it. Why? Because he prevented the owner from benefiting from his own property. Now,
Imam al-Muwaffaq said, scholars unanimously agree that it is obligatory to return to a third property if it is still in the same condition.
okay, if it was like it's still good, then you should retain it. Don't get something else. Now,
Furthermore, the usurper has to pay back the usurped property along with the profit he has made through it, be it connected with the property or separate.
now, profit, something that you took, it make profit. Alas, somebody took car, like limousine or whatever, and you work in this and then you return it. Whatever you get through this car should be returned to the one who that you took his car from. Anything. A person is munfasil, that means separate. For example, somebody who took sheep, and after a year or two, what will happen? This sheep, how many sheep it will have? More. Right? Multiply. And he said, this is your sheep. And he protects the rest. He said, whatever comes from this, it should be returned. And remember the story which is mentioned in the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about the man who came and worked. You remember this hadith? Now, as a labor, and then he disappeared.
He was not satisfied with the money he was given.
Yes, he disappeared. He didn't like it. So this person, what he did, he took the money, of this labor, and he invested in, camels and cattle and all these things. And after years, the labor he was in need, so he returned to him. He said, you remember, I worked for you one day before many years. So he recognized him. He said, yes. He said, give me my money. He said, okay. You see all the sheep, these camels, these cows, whatever you see there, even the slaves are taking care of them, all these are yours. He said, don't make fun of me. He will not believe it. Please don't just give me my money. He said, well, I'm serious. And he took all this, he didn't leave anything. This also shows you that this honest man. And because of this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped him. He was one of the 3 people who were locked in the cave. So he said, oh Allah, if I did this to please you, I was honest with this labor, then get us out of this cave. Now, this is the legal wasila. Okay, because there's illegal wasila. Okay, legal wasila, that you tatawassal bi'amalik, what you do, not with somebody else. So tawassul hina bil'amal al-salih, it's okay. It's okay. Now, right. So this is giving you a good example of the truthful, honest person. He didn't say, okay, I told you that I will give you 500, this is your 500. But this man was very honest, righteous person, so invested this money. And by the grace of Allah, this money grew, and he got all this. Now,
This is because the profit is the outcome of what has been taken unjustly. So it belongs to its rightful owner, just like the original usurped property. If the usurper has built on the usurped land or planted vegetation therein, he has to remove the building or the crop in the case the rightful owner demands so.
Yeah, somebody took land and he built a house or a shop or whatever. And then after a while, he wants to return the land to him. And the owner of the land, he said, okay, I want my land as it was, clean, no construction here. Does he have the right? Yes, it is his right. And it is must on the person who took it that he remove all these things. But if there is agreement between them, okay, and he agreed that, okay, I'll leave it, okay, or I'll pay you, or just leave it and I accept it as it is, this is something different. But he said, no, now you call me. This building is old and I want to build a new house. Or not use it for the same purpose. It is must on the one who took it and build it that he should what? He should remove everything. And should retain it as it was. Now?
The Prophet ﷺ said, the unjust root has no right. The unjust root planted in someone's land without his permission has no right.
Now, unjust root. Don't say, how come, Sheikh, we build it, we already spend a lot of money on this. We said, it was built on force. Unjust. So you are the one who should pay what?
No.
The price of this, because this is your deed, this is your work. Why should you, from the beginning, you took the land of this person?
If so doing will negatively affect the land, the usurper has to compensate for the damage. He has also to remove the remains of the crop or the structure so that he may deliver the land in good condition to its rightful owner. The usurper has also to pay a compensation for using the land from the date of its usurpation until its delivery.
See, this is what we say. Somebody took, for example, a shop or a house, and he used it for 2 years or whatever. He not just only retain the house or the land or the car or whatever, but he should pay the rent, for example, or the equal value that the owner or the original owner lost because he was not able to use his property. Clear, ya Akhwan? Right.
And he has unrightfully prevented its owner from using it during that period. Moreover, if the usurper withholds the usurped property until its value and price are reduced, he has to pay it back according to its original price, according to the second opinion in this regard.
This is because there are more than one opinion about this. Let's say that you take a car from somebody. The time that you took this car without his permission, the value was 50,000 riyal. Okay? And return it, for example, after a week or month, then you see the market go up and down. But the time that you return it, the value of this car went down to 40,000. So which one you should pay? The value at the time that you took this car or this boat. And these are just.
On the other hand, if the usurped object is mixed with something else that can be distinguished from it, like wheat and barley, the usurper has to separate what he has usurped and return. If he has mixed it with something that cannot be distinguished, such as mixing wheat with wheat, he has to pay back the usurped object in measure or weight. Yet, if he has mixed the usurped object with something of inferior or superior quality, or with something different but indistinguishable, the mixture is to be sold, and each one of them is to be given his share of the price.
Now, he took something and then he mixed it with his money, with his will. Okay? But this mixing could be distinguished. By, for example, seed, that you know which one is yours and which one that you took. Okay? Or anything that you can separate it, then should be separated and retain the one that you took from the to its original owner. But if it was mixed from the same thing, that you cannot distinguish them, like as he mentioned here, the wheat, food, then you give him the exact weight of the thing that you took. That means the exact amount. Now, like for example, the person he took, let's say, money, 400 riyals, for example, and he mixed it with his money. All but he has in a pocket is what? Riyals. Then he should, you know that 500 he can get it back to him. It's not should be, and it's not must be the same paper, okay, the same note, but it's the same value. Now, but if somebody has different currency, dollars and riyals, for example, and he mixed it, he can separate them. He can know where's the riyals and where's the dollars. Now, so this is something that you can separate. If it was not able, you would not be able to distinguish between them, then you give them the value of that what you took now.
In this case, if the value of a certain property is less in the mixture than its value when unmixed, the usurper has to compensate the owner for the decrease in its price.
Now,
among the juristic opinions in this connection is that whoever takes the usurped property from the usurper is financially liable for it.
now,
In case of damage in its possession.
yeah, there's liability here. Because sometimes the object or the property that was taken, it could be transferred from more than different one owner, like the land, or car. Car was taken by force from the original owner. And the one who took it, what he did? He sold it to somebody else, second person. And the second person also sold it to the third person. All of them are liable, depends on their knowledge about the source of this car or of this property. Okay? All are involved and liable. If they are not aware of this, like you took car, you don't know that if this person took it without price, then the one who is liable is the first one. I mean the one who took it at the beginning, the first time. And this is explained here. Now,
There are 10 examples of people who may take a usurped property from the usurper. First example of people. One who may buy the usurped object from the usurper or the right. 2. One who may rent the usurped object from the usurper.
now the buyer, is liable. Now, the renter, 3.
One who may be granted the usurped object by the usurper gratis.
It was given him to as gift. Is liable also to retain it. Now,
4. One who may take possession of the usurped object on behalf of the usurper, such as a trustee or deputy.
now, he, as we know, there are some guardian who may work in behalf of somebody else, and he took it in his behalf. Also, this person will be liable for what he took. Now,
5. One who may borrow the usurped object from the usurper.
as we mentioned last week about Al-Ari, the one who took a car, has used for some time and retained. or machine or whatever also is liable for whatever damage that could happen to this machine. Now,
6. One who may assert the assert object from the first usurper.
now, if somebody already, the first person he took it, and then another person, third person came also and took it by force from the one who took it. All of them are involved in this. Because the right is for whom? For the owner, the original owner for this. Now,
7. One who may have the assert object at his disposal, such as a speculator on behalf of the asserter. 8. One who may marry an appropriated bondmaid from her asserter.
now, this is for some people, they do this. They don't know that it is haram. Either he takes advantage of the money of his wife. Unfortunately, maybe you find some people like this. His wife is working, as a doctor, as nurse, as teacher. And he take of his money without her permission. This is ghasb. Why? Because it's not yours. Say, no, it's my wife. Yes, it's yours. She is your wife, but the money is her, not yours. Unless she give you, this is something different. So we should be aware, even for our spouse, not take it without their permission. Now,
9. One whom the usurper may grant, not sell him, the assert object as a compensation for something.
now,
10. One who may damage the assert object while having it on behalf of the usurper.
now. So here, as we said, all these are involved when they are involved and they are liable. If they know about the source of this object, I mean they know from the beginning that it was taken by force. But if they are not, they don't, and this could happen, who's the one who is responsible? The one who took it at the first hand. And this I think is clear now.
In all these cases, if the second party is aware that the object is originally assert, he becomes financially liable for it, for obtaining something without the permission of his rightful owner. However, if he is unaware of that, the original usurper shoulders the liability.
Yeah, this is the point. Very important. Very important. So this is why, my dear brothers, if you know, and some people they may take advantage of this and they say, no, it's not haram, my boy. I pay money for this. They know that this car was taken without rights. Okay? And the one who took it by force, he doesn't care. For example, its value 50,000. He just wants money. And then he sell it for 20 and he said, well, this is a good chance for me. Very cheap. And you took it. This price, this is not right. Haram. Why? Because you know that it was taken. And this is why, brothers, we should be aware. Like what happens sometimes, some people, they go to certain places and they know that all these things are stolen. Like what they do with this sometimes mobile devices. It happens sometimes that some kid, they break cars or they took it and then they go in certain place and people, they know that this all, whatever here is stolen. They should not take it.
If you don't know,
Now,
if you don't know that,
you don't know, this is something different. But you said if you know that, or you have doubt, now that this were taken away from their original owners without rights, then you should not involve in this. Now,
So there are cases where a certain company they sell vehicles on what you call not that I'm talking about on monthly installments, yeah. And if the buyer he fails to pay the premium, the monthly premium, the vehicle the company takes car back then they sell it. Now, what is that here?
This
Why? Because he has not paid. Sometimes it can happen that he has almost paid the bulk of the payment, and only has not the payment is left. But the company may take and sell it. Now, if he buy that, it is considered usra.
No, because here, you see, if he sign agreement with from the beginning, and this is what the company they do. That's when before, from the beginning, he agreed that if he didn't pay, okay, this on time, then the car will be taken away from him. Okay, he already from the beginning he agreed and admits this and approved it. Now, but if there is no previous agreement, this is what we call it loss.
If the usurped property is something that is usually rented, the usurper is to pay compensation estimated according to the period of dispossession of the usurped property. This is because utilities represent assets, so they have to be paid for just like real estate.
I think this is clear. This is clear. For example, here somebody took or he make trouble for some people not to rent their house. Right? You block his house. You took the keys or whatever. And the owner, he cannot benefit from his house or his shop for a period of time. All this period of time, he should pay the rent of this place or whatever outcome usually he got from this shop or this place. Now,
all the dealings of the usurper on the usurped object are invalid as they are carried out without the permission of the rightful owner. If the usurper does not know the owner of the usurped object and thus is unable to return it to him, he should deliver it to the ruler or the one in authority to put it in its right place or give it in charity on behalf of him.
now, for example, somebody took by force, he hold somebody and took his mobile, or anything, his watch or whatever. And in this life, people are moving around. And after few months or a week or whatever time, he repented. He thought about it and said, this is haram, I should not do it. And he searched for the owner and he didn't find him. What should he do? If he is sincere, then either he return it to the authority to take care of this and tell them the story about it, okay, or he give it or make the price or the value of this thing as what? Give it as surety in behalf of the original owner. Okay, not surety for himself, just to get rid from things that doesn't belong to him. Now,
In so doing, the real owner of the usurped object will get the reward of charity and the usurper becomes free from the gift.
now,
The usurpation of a property is not limited to taking it by force. It rather includes seizing it through unjust disputes and false oath.
this is what we said from the beginning. This also includes in al-ghasb. Some people they think it's just only by a force or under the gunpoint, as they said. No, but as we said, especially these days, unfortunately there are some attorneys or lawyers that they can make the right wrong and the wrong right, and they can get some evidences and they can manipulate the case. So this was the point that we said, that in case that person did this, because he got it through the court, that doesn't give him the right to take it, because he know from the beginning that it's not his. Should be aware of this. And this mentioned in the Quran as it's coming. Now,
Allah Azza wa Jal says, which translates, and do not consume one another's wealth unjustly, or send it in bribery to the rulers in order that they may aid you to consume a portion
this is Surah Al-Baqarah, الآية 188. نعم, verse 188, Surah Al-Baqarah. ولا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل وتدلوا بها إلى الحكام. تدلوا بها, that means you take it to the court or to the ruler, okay, and present it as case to get it. نعم. نعم. وقال تعالى,
Allah also says this translate, indeed, those who exchange the covenant of Allah and their own oath for a small price will have no share in the hereafter, and Allah will not speak to them or look at them on the day of resurrection, nor will He purify them, and they will have a painful punishment.
نعم. And whatever we do, they take in this, no matter how much the price is high, if you look at it, in fact, it is very, very little compared to the hereafter. So this is very, very important. قال تعالى إن الذين يشترون بعهد الله وإيمانهم ثمنا قليلا أولئك لا خلاق لهم في الآخرة ولا يكلمهم الله ولا ينظر إليهم يوم القيامة ولا يزكيهم ولهم عذاب أليم. Allah will not talk to them, will not speak to them, will not look at them, and will not purify them. And every Muslim, every believer, in fact, he would like. So it's a great punishment that he can't speak to God thereafter. And whoever Allah will look at him, He will not put him in trial or punishment. So it is mercy from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Now, and the last hadith.
In fact, the divine command is so strong and binding, and the punishment of violating it is so severe. Moreover, the Prophet ﷺ said, if anyone extorts a span of land unjustly, his neck will be inserted with it down 7 feet to the resurrection.
Now, we took this.
He also said, if I give someone right to another mistakenly because of the latter's tricky presentation of the case, he, the latter, should never take it, for I would be really giving him a piece of pie.
Yeah. For the first hadith we mentioned, for the second hadith also, as we said, because the Prophet ﷺ, as a human being, as judge, depends on the way that you present your case. Maybe the liar, he presents the case with a very fluent, very beautiful way, while the other one, the one who has the right, he may not be able to express himself or prove his case. So the judge will give it to the one that he was convinced that it is his. In this case, if he took it and said, well, it was given to me by the Prophet or by the judge or by the ruler, I didn't take it. He said, yes, but you deceived the authority. And you know that you are a liar. And this is why he will be punished. Well, جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله فيكم. We'll meet inshallah next Wednesday.